Welcome to the mindset video for this week. Thank you for joining me. This week I want to talk to you about the importance of joy with your child and just taking time out to be with them. Being a parent is an extremely tedious and taxing job at times, and especially when you add into that job taking on the task of educating your child. It just adds so many more to-dos, so much more potential tension and stress to the day and to your time constraints and to the relationship you have with your child. It's just so much more to try to get done. And oftentimes, one of the first things that can be squeezed out amidst all the chaos and rush of everyday life and trying to accomplish all of these tasks is just intentional time spent enjoying our child, enjoying them as a person, enjoying that relationship, and taking time to have joy with your child. I'd like to share with you a few of my favorite ideas for intentional time spent just having fun with my children. Things that have really resonated with us and that have gone a long way to building and strengthening my relationship with my girls when they were little. Hopefully you find them useful and get some ideas of your own from that. Play, laughing, being silly, being spontaneous, all of these are so important, critical to building our relationship with our child. And although they may not seem necessarily important to us in the rush of everyday life or make it onto our to-do list, they really are critical, and they do go when you do take that time to engage in those activities with your child. It does go such a long way to helping with the other things, maybe the more tedious tasks and the things that you and your child don't necessarily enjoy engaging in as much. One example from my own family is bedtime teeth brushing. When my children were little, this was always a task that seemed to cause conflict in the evenings. You know, my kids are tired, I'm trying to get them into bed, they're trying not to go to bed, and getting to the teeth brushing was always a very tedious task and seemed to be the point when things would devolve into tears or conflict at that point. But I did notice that if I had taken the time to have a more relaxed, more joyful evening with my children beforehand, had some fun, some laughter, if I had been intentional about incorporating that just beforehand, that task seemed to go much more smoothly. I had more patience for it. My children had more patience for it. It just translated. And so I don't want you to think of it as necessarily not wasted time, but I want you to see the greater benefits. It's not just that it's fun at the moment to take that time to really just relax, let go of the to-do list, let go of the agenda, and spend some fun and unstructured time with your child. But it really does translate into other things that are on our to-do list. It helps build playing with your child and those silly moments and that spontaneity. It strengthens your bond, it builds the relationship, it builds trust with your child, and it also builds characteristics like fortitude, patience, perseverance. It builds a willingness to engage in some of those other tasks that maybe neither one of you want to do so much, whether it's clean up the toys or brush the teeth or engage in a particular learning objective. There's more willingness to do that when you've taken the time out first to engage them on a fun level. So some ideas for doing that are, I used to love to surprise when my oldest girl was very young and it was just, me and her. I used to love to surprise her with milk and cookies on the porch. A surprise trip out for ice cream that they're not expecting, or just an invitation to come and sit with you and have some cookies. That is can be such a wonderful bonding moment and a time for you guys to talk, and just a joyful surprise to your child. Anything like that they're not expecting, anything out of the ordinary, anything that seems, sort of uncharacteristic of mom or dad to want to engage in. It could be like, oh, it's raining outside, let's go and jump in puddles. Or you could be out doing your normal routine for errands, at the grocery store, and your child knows that next you need to go to the pharmacy, but instead of the the pharmacy, you take a detour and you stop at the park and you play with them on the playground equipment or in the sandbox, things like that. It takes a little bit of time, but it goes such a long way to just bringing that joy into your relationship with your child, taking that time to get to know them as a person, enjoy their personality, enjoy their sense of humor, telling jokes. And so this doesn't have to be just one-on-one things with your child. You can involve the whole family, tell silly jokes at dinner time, have a family movie night, have a family board game night. These are wonderful ways to just relax and incorporate joy and fun and laughter into your day. Don't forget to intentionally carve out time to do these things. Speaking of, one-on-one engagement, if you have multiple children and it's relatively rare that your child gets that one-on-one attention, that's another great way to make sure that, you have that bonding experience, is to set aside that time, whether it's time to just sit and, read with that child one-on-one, or whether you take them with you on an errand. So it doesn't always have to be fun and games. You can go on an errand, but take, just your little child and give them that attention, let them help you with the task, talk to them about the things that they're interested in. That's really special time, not just for you, but also for them. And once again, these things do really translate to making your life easier in other areas, because you feel that connection. You feel like you know each other. You feel like you're on the same team. You feel like you're working together. And it goes such a long way to your relationship with your child, and to just plain enjoyment of the process of having children. It can be very taxing. Parenting is very hard. And again, once you take on the task of educating your child, it does add more difficulty and potentially more tension and more conflict to the situation. And so you have to combat that with more fun and more laughter and more intentional joy. So I hope that you get some time this week to maybe try some of these ideas or come up with your own, and just take some intentional time to enjoy your child and see the benefits, start to notice the benefits of doing so. So I hope you have a wonderful week, and I'll see you back next time.